At least he's going out on some nice smooth water. Well, for the first half a lap anyway. Once he gets down the end, yeah. Alright, back into it with Blown Budget. Glenn Spider Roberts and Jasmine Gallagher. As you can see, guys, when you look across, you can see the glare coming off from the light, so that plays another factor when you're trying to lay your lap down, especially considering we've gone from guys racing into the twilight to directly under lights now, so we didn't get to work up on it all. Nearly a navigational error there for Spider. He's managed to stay on track though. 20.482 for the split. He's been in the 18, so a little bit down. You would expect these times to probably slow down a touch now under the lights. It does tend with the drivers to slow them down just a little bit. Glenn's going to bring it home, just getting his eye in for the final coming up, and crosses the line at a 49.04. 49.043. But keep in mind, this is his last qualifier. So look, they're in the 12 anyway. So I just had a quick word to Daryl Hutton. I tell you what, they'll take off flying if a 1,000 horsepower superboat goes buzzing by their ears. So all that's achieved is just fired them over the other side of the track.
That's even worse to be.
Oh, the babies. Okay, there's babies as well. Okay.
Baby dogs. Get those geese away. Waddle, waddle, waddle. What is this?
So our recovery crew are out there for an entirely different reason, and it's trying to clear some ducks off the race course. As I said, one of the funniest things I've ever seen is we postponed the start of an offshore powerboat race on Lake Taupo because old mate was long distance swimming down the front straight of the race course. It's all fun and games till you get buzzed by an 1100 horsepower, 35 foot long offshore superboat. I'm sure it'd liven your swimming up a bit if you heard the rumble coming up behind you, yeah. Oh, what next?
Yeah, the duck to land on water, that's what. We didn't even get the race done.
Remove ducks. That sounds like fun. Alright, we'll try and do this quietly and with less speed than buzzing them with an 1100 horsepower 14 foot tinny. Persistent little buggers, I'll give them that. Any experience that you can tell the family when you get home? Not something you see every day anyway.
Nope.
And you can see the recovery people attempting to remove the birds. David Attenborough. Yeah, leave it up to him, mate. Righto, while we're going, I've got no sponsors to thank for that are involved with duck recovery, but we've got Claude Fuller Earth Moving, Big Excalibur, Sam Everingham,
major sponsor is his wife, Marissa, for letting him go racing. So big hands up to Marissa for.
We like Marissa. Right, Sam's been as fast as a 41.491. Has been their best, so he's just going to have a look at the conditions in the dark. It's a little bit different from when he last raced in Q4 in the light conditions, so certainly very, very different with that glare off the water and the lights now to contend with. Split was a 20.747. Certainly has been quicker than that. Looks so different out there under lights.
You can really see the wash that the boat throws. All Sam's had 2 cracks at that final corner there, so
46.878, 46.878. But just to see what the conditions are like, he would have changed visors, gone to a clear visor rather than a tinted visor in the sunny conditions during the day. I would expect this to be in probably the 41 to 42 second range. If he throws in a 38, he's a freak.
we'll have a 39.
You're going to go 39, okay?
39, he's not as hard out of the chute as he was previously, but
it's got some RPM going though.
You'll still want to go out and test any changes that he's made to get this boat ready for the more dense water that we see during nighttime conditions and the visuals.
18.9 to the split. So that's 1.7 seconds slower than his best. So expecting to just slow up a touch, but he just needs to do what he needs to do to get the win here against everybody else in similar conditions. Just cruised it over the line, 42.883.
You got the win.
I got one. I got that one.
You got one back.
Well, you're 2-1 up. We have Rip Shift A and B, Nude Nuts A and B. Who is this, Mitch? I can't say. Oh, there's
the Rip Shift
Bastian. All right, Bastian's going to go out first, so this is going to be the benchmark. Defending series champ, looking for his first win in the new championship season. Bastian Mullen, Talia Mullen. So look for this split to be, I reckon, in the 20-second range. It's quick though. Tell you what, he's flying. 18.2.
His run out of that top end of the track there was a bit hairy. I think it come up on him quicker than he expected. So far so good for Bastian. Coming out of that quite wide there earlier and was very close to the bank, but he got away with it. And looks like he's able to drive this thing home.
40.428.
40.428.
First run in the 12, effectively the final for LS, not LS.
Here we go in borrowed time.
So this will be the Spartan boys.
Spartan boys, Luke Waters. These two are going to go out and race the bragging rights. I did hear there was a bit of a wager on it.
Oh, they're having some fun down there, I tell you that.
So they've been playing around with blade combinations and nozzles and just hit that little bit of crosswash there, and he's backed it in up the top end there.
Game over.
Game over for Luke Waters.
Was 20.838 at the split. That does not matter now. He is gone.
He was
one down.
I feel been pretty happy with that up until that last point there anyway.
Yeah, he was a couple of seconds down on Bastian's, but like seriously, when Bastian's, see what you did there?
Everyone just quacked up.
Oh no, you just took it too far.
I did notice there's 2 ducks back in the pond over there too, so.
So has anyone got anything for Bastian Mullen? If it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Nate. potentially Kyle Elphinstone and Blackout Racing. Matty Moldhouse and Nude Nuts has been one of only, I think, 3 boats in the 40s so far today in LS. Could Tyler in Aggravation B be a little bit of a spoiler there for a top 3? He's been sort of there or thereabouts so far today. Is that what Nuts was doing? I wondered what he was doing.
Get this one back in, and hopefully he can get it turned around for the other B crew, who is actually the owner of the boat. Can get back in and he can post his best time and go home with the bragging rights.
Daryl Hutton's got a new pet duck.
You're going to find the other ducks that they put over in the pond over there.
Only the Kiwis take photos of a duck. What's your name? I'm Wildlife Nuts. I wondered why he was jumping over the bridge there, but just before, while they were recovering. Alright, the Spartan boys, the ride of shame. No, you can't say that. You can't say that.
He's the New Zealand.
Should be, if the black, yeah, carbon helmets, that's definitely Matty. All the way from Unzod. I don't know how much racing is done in the dark, because I think in New Zealand there's only really Wanganui that runs maybe once a year in the under lights.
He's not done too bad so far, considering he's in somebody else's boat on a track that he's never raced at under lights. So
see what the split is.
Started around fairly well. I think they might have this thing trimmed up in the nozzle quite a bit, because it looks like it's, oh, he's just done the wrong way.
Ah, Navera.
And oops, yep, no,
it went 29.97 to the split. He's been 8 tenths faster than that, but that doesn't matter anymore because he's made a rotation error, and that's going to blow the time out.
Back on track to finish with a correct rotation. The only downside is he's thrown an extra half a lap in there, which will blow his time out.
53.645. 53.645.
Not too bad.
If I turn the light off, that'll help.
Doesn't help at all. So this is
let's turn the light back on. Darren Pollard. What's Darren done so far today? He's been improving through the day, and next time in the 45s, that was a big lift.
Come out, he's had a hesitation going right around.
It was more than a big lift.
He's back on track. Come back through under the split. No, he's
rotation error. No, he's got completely and utterly lost.
Yeah, he's confused. He's going home. He's had enough. Packed his lunch. Grabbed his bat and ball.
That has not gone to plan. Wow.
Regardless, that would have been his last lap of the evening.
So we've had 4 boats run, and only Bastian Mullins got the thing home,
which would be
Matt and Leighton.
Coming out of Keith in South Australia, so they go to their home track next meeting.
Yeah, Matty Moldhouse. These guys have been on the pace, certainly on the go for a top 3 here in LS.
Great line down that back straight just there. Boats looking pretty good so far. Sitting in the water nicely. They're straight line that back straight again, so they're definitely not going to leave anything out there. But
19.16 to the split.
Got to keep in mind that somebody else is going to drive this boat to about 3 or 4 now. So
that's not far off what their best has been to the split at 18.8. They just went 19.1, so they're not that far off. Good clean lap from Matty Moldhouse and Leighton Collins with a 41.968. 41.968 puts.
This looks like Kyle Elphinstone in the
Blackout Racing.
KMC Performance machine.
These guys will be in the mix if they can find some time here in the final on the journey. Final for LS.
Young eyes, hopefully piece this together and nice clean lap. Looking smooth so far. Come down through the split here and just see how he's progressed.
19.189, so he's on the same pace as Nude Nuts, 19.189, which would be up there as one of their best so far for the day. So on a lap here, does an incredible amount of sport, especially for the LS class, and wife Talia involved in jet sprinting as well. Brings it down to the line, it's going to be close. Goes 42.043, 42.043. Misses out on topping Nude Nuts. You're talking start line, that's to show the safety officials that they've got their arm restraints on.
Keep an eye on this one. Tyler's been pretty busy at the wheel all day. He's turned this thing around. He's definitely not going to put it back on the trailer wondering what it could have been. He goes out there giving it a fair bit of jandle, as you'd say.
Absolutely a fair bit of jandle. Goes to the split with a 19.83, so 7/10 down on the likes of Nude Nuts and Blackout. Big left and he's off!
He's off. Spun around, kept it safe.
Gone!
I think he might have snagged the inside right as he was going around that back island, which pushed him wide. And then he's had a fairly hard yank on the wheel there, and it spat him around. So
another one bites the dust. This is a 43.55. Looking to consolidate probably a top 6 here, if they can keep it off the island. The split will need to be in the early 20s to sort of be on that pace. That water looks so much different under lights.
You can really see where the crosswash comes across now. You can see Laurie there just caught that little bit of crosswash.
19.878 to the split. A little bit down on his best split, but it's not bad. Look at the consolidated top 6. Down the front straight, big left hand hook. Keep it off the island, straight lined it out the back, through the centre. Right, swinging around to the left. Good lap from Laurie Howlett. Well done. 44.027. 44.027 for Drop Bear. I reckon that'll be a pretty good top 6 coming up, and he's only half a second off his best earlier on in the day.
Considering we've had a couple of DNFs and a couple of wrong ways pre.
Always going to be one to watch. Looking for that possible victory, or certainly second to his older brother Bass, who laid down the fastest lap of the day at a 40.428. So the split's going to need to be in that low 18-second territory. Beautiful opening part of the lap and that smooth water for the first half. We know what the boat's capable of. We know what Nate's capable of. Goes 19.063, so he's got a little bit of time to make up. 19.063, so he's a tenth up on Nude Nut and Blackout Racing to this point. Looking for a possible 2. It's going to be pretty special to win it, but he's looking for the 2 for a Mullen 1 and 2. Not for the first time in the last couple of seasons. To the line with a 41.593. 41.593. Definitely P2. Puts